For 8 years I exposed criminals, then a voice on the radio exposed my heart. The rain hammered the windshield like 1,000 tiny fists, each drop a reminder that the city never slept, and neither did I. 8 years. 8 goddamn years of chasing shadows in the underbelly of New York, peeling back the lies of crooked cops and slimy politicians, my byline a scar on their reputations. My name was Alex Rivera, 35, and I'd built a life on caffeine stains and midnight deadlines, my heart locked tighter than the evidence lockers I'd raided. But that night, as my old Chevy rattled over the Brooklyn Bridge, the static crackle of the radio pulled me under like a siren's call. I just dropped the story of the decade, a cartel money laundering ring tied to City Hall, names I'd carved out with threats and bribes that left me tasting bile. My editor's voice still echoed in my ear, gravelly with pride. This one's gonna bury them, Alex. You're a fucking hurricane. But victory felt hollow, the kind that settled in your bones like damp fog. I flicked on the dial, seeking noise to drown the silence, and there she was. A voice like velvet wrapped around broken glass, smooth yet edged with something raw, something that hooked into my chest and tugged. "Good evening, lost souls of the night," she said, the words curling through the speakers like smoke from a hidden cigarette. "This is Jamie Hale on Whisper Hour, where we spill secrets to the stars. Tonight, tell me, what's the one truth you've buried so deep it aches?" Her tone dipped low, intimate, as if she were whispering directly into my ear, her breath warm against my skin. I gripped the wheel harder, the leather creaking under my palms, a shiver racing down my spine that had nothing to do with the chill seeping through the cracked window. Who was this woman? Her laugh followed, soft and unforced, like the rustle of silk sheets in a room I'd never known. Listeners called in. Faceless voices spilling regrets about lost loves, stolen dreams, and she wove them into tapestries of empathy, her responses laced with humor that cut just enough to heal. I pulled over near a flickering street lamp, the bridge's cables humming in the wind, and let her voice fill the car. The rain eased to a patter, syncing with my slowing breaths, and for the first time in years, the knot in my gut loosened. Not from the adrenaline crash of the job, but from her. Jamie Hale. I whispered the name like a prayer, tasting it on my tongue, salty from the tears I hadn't realized were falling. By the time her show faded to static, the dashboard clock blinked 2:17 a.m. My apartment waited across the river, a shoebox in Hell's Kitchen stacked with files and forgotten takeout boxes, the air thick with the ghost of yesterday's Chinese. But I couldn't move. That voice, it exposed something in me. A crack in the armor I'd forged from betrayals and close calls. A girlfriend in college who'd bailed when my ambition outran her patience. A mentor who'd died in a car accident that smelled like payback. Love was a luxury for suckers, I told myself, pouring everything into the hunt. Yet here I was, engine idling, heart pounding like a suspect under interrogation. The next morning dawned gray and unforgiving, the kind of light that made your skin feel too tight. I stumbled into the newsroom at the Daily Pulse, coffee sloshing in my thermos, the bitter roast mixing with the stale scent of printers and desperation. Desks groaned under laptops and half-eaten bagels, reporters hunched like gargoyles over their screens. My corner was a fortress of chaos. Yellow legal pads scribbled with leads, a corkboard pinned with photos of smug faces now facing indictments. "Rivera!" barked Lou, my editor, waving a printout like a flag of surrender. "Front page, baby. You're golden." I forced a grin, the muscles aching from disuse, but my mind drifted back to her. Jamie Hale. During the lunch lull I caved, pulled up her station site on my phone, the screen smudged with fingerprints. There she was. Auburn waves framing a face that hit like a gut punch, green eyes sparkling under studio lights, lips curved in that knowing smile. 32 bio said, host of Whisper Hour on WNYC, a voice for the voiceless with a degree in psych from Columbia. New York through and through, born in Queens, her words laced with that borough's tough poetry. I bookmarked it, telling myself it was research, a rabbit hole for a slow day. But that night, as sirens wailed outside my window and the radiator clanked like a bad omen, I tuned in again. "Alex," she said suddenly, my name a jolt through the speakers. I'd called in on a burner, anonymous, spilling about the emptiness after the win. That fire in you, it's not just anger. It's a light flickering but fierce. Hold on to it. Her pause lingered, heavy with unspoken understanding, and I felt seen, stripped bare in the dark. Days blurred into a rhythm of stakeouts and scripts, the city a beast that fed on my insomnia. But Jamie's show became my anchor, her voice threading through stakeout silences, chasing away the paranoia that footsteps behind me were hired muscle. One call led to another, me still veiled, her drawing me out with questions that peeled layers I didn't know I had. Laughter crept in, rare and rusty, the sound echoing off my bare walls. Then the invite. A live event at a cozy Williamsburg bar, listeners mingling with the queen of the airwaves. Come if you dare, she teased on air, her chuckle wrapping around me like arms I craved. I almost didn't go. The mirror showed a woman frayed at the edges, dark circles under hazel eyes, hair cropped short for practicality, not style. But the pull was magnetic, a force stronger than any lead I'd chased. The bar thrummed with low chatter and clinking glasses, fairy lights strung like stars against exposed brick. The air rich with craft beer hops and faint perfume. I nursed a whiskey neat in the corner, pulse thundering, when she stepped onto the low stage. Live in the flesh, her sweater hugging curves I'd only imagined, voice booming through speakers yet somehow still intimate. Her eyes scanned the crowd, locking on mine for a beat that stretched eternal. Who's ready to bare their souls? She asked, and I swear she was looking right at me. The conflict hit then, sharp as shattered glass. I'd spent years exposing others, but who would expose me? As applause rippled, I slipped toward the exit, heart slamming against ribs, the scent of her vanilla lotion lingering like a promise. Or a threat. Back in the Chevy, engine coughing to life under the bar's neon glow, I replayed that glance like a loop of tape. Jamie's eyes, emerald flecked with gold, had pierced the dim haze, seeing the reporter's mask I'd worn so long it fused to my skin. The Williamsburg streets blurred past, graffiti-tagged warehouses whispering secrets in the sodium light. But my mind was a storm. What the hell was I doing? Falling for a voice, a stranger's timbre that uncoiled the knots I'd tied around my desires. Lesbian love in this city was a tightrope, thrilling, but one slip and the tabloids feasted. Sleep evaded me that night, sheets twisted like accusations, the distant rumble of the subway vibrating through my floorboards. Dawn crept in with the smell of rain-soaked asphalt wafting up from the alley, and I dragged myself to the desk, files on the cartel spilling across the keyboard. But focus fractured. Every keystroke echoed her laugh. By noon, Lou was pacing my cubicle, his tie askew, breath mints failing against the coffee rot. Rivera, you're off. That story's gold, but you're chasing ghosts. Take a beat. A beat. I snorted, the sound bitter on my tongue, fingers drumming the armrest. The ghosts chase me, Lou. Last week some suit tailed me home. He sighed, that paternal exhale that grated, clapping my shoulder with a meaty hand. You're the best damn bloodhound we got, but even hounds need water. His words hung, heavy as the humid air pressing against the windows, and I nodded, lie slipping easy. But inside the hook sank deeper, Jamie's event replaying, her hand gesturing mid-story, nails painted a defiant red. That evening I caved to impulse, dialing the station's tip line with a knot in my throat. It's Alex again, I murmured, voice low against the hiss of my kettle boiling in the background, steam curling like doubt. The one with the fire. She picked up on the second ring, her intake of breath audible, a soft hitch that mirrored my own. Alex, the elusive one. What's burning tonight? We talked for an hour, her in the studio, surrounded by the faint buzz of equipment and echo of her own echoes. Me cross-legged on the fire escape, city lights twinkling like distant fires. She shared fragments. Growing up in a Queens row house, Mom's diner shifts leaving the radio as babysitter, her coming out at 16 to a father who hugged her tighter instead of turning away. Voice became my armor, she said, the words wrapping soft around the receiver. Yours sounds like steel wrapped in silk. Heat flushed my cheeks, the metal railing cool under my free palm. A breeze carrying the sizzle of street vendors below. I confessed slivers, the ex who called my drive selfish, the bullet graze from a raid gone south that still ached in winter. Her silence then was eloquent, broken by a sigh that fluttered through the line like wings. "Meet me," she said finally, tone laced with that velvet edge. "Not on air. Real life. Coffee tomorrow, that spot by the Bridge Brooklyn Roastery. 10 a.m. My heart stuttered, a skipped beat echoing the distant honk of taxis. Yeah. Okay. Hanging up, I paced the narrow kitchen, linoleum sticky under socks, the fridge humming a dirge. Fear coiled low. Exposure wasn't just professional. It was personal, a vulnerability I buried under bylines. Morning light slanted through blinds, painting stripes on my duffel of a wardrobe. I chose jeans that hugged without trying, a blouse soft against skin chafed from stress, hair finger-combed into something resembling intent. The roastery buzzed with the elite casual, laptops clicking, espresso machines hissing like conspirators, the air thick with roasted beans and whispered deals. She was at a corner table, sunlight haloing her waves, a notebook open beside a latte foaming with heart. "Alex," she said, rising, her handshake firm yet lingering, palm warm and slightly callous from my grips. Up close, she smelled of citrus and clean linen, eyes crinkling with a smile that disarmed. We sat, knees brushing under the scarred wood, and words flowed like the East River outside. Her dreams of a podcast empire, my war stories sanitized for civilian ears. Laughter bubbled unbidden, her hand grazing mine as she passed the sugar, electric spark jumping skin to skin. But the conflict loomed, shadow over our bubble. My phone buzzed mid-sentence. A text from an unknown. "Nice story. Watch your back." Cartel remnants, no doubt, the threat slithering cold down my spine. I paled, Jamie's brow furrowing, her fingers tightening on her mug. "Trouble?" she asked, voice dropping to that radio timbre, concern threading like bass notes. I forced a shrug, the steam from my black coffee blurring her face. "Just ghosts." Yet as we parted, her number saved, a promise of dinner dangling, her touch on my arm lingered, a bomb and a blaze, exposing the heart I'd armored so fiercely. The days that followed were a tight-wire act. Mornings in the newsroom dodging Lou's worried glances, afternoons tailing leads on the threat, evenings lost to Jamie's calls. Her voice, now direct, unraveled me. Late-night confessions over takeout in her cozy brownstone, the scent of jasmine candles mingling with pad thai spice, her laugh vibrating against my shoulder as we sprawled on thrift store rugs. Affection bloomed tentative, a brush of lips on knuckles, eyes holding longer than friends should. But the maw of my world gaped. Anonymous calls breathing static threats, shadows in rear views that weren't just paranoia. One night after a close call, a car swerving too near on the FDR, brakes screeching like screams, I showed up at her door, soaked and shaking, rain dripping from lashes. She pulled me in without question, towel soft on my skin, her arms encircling as thunder grumbled outside. "You're safe," she whispered, breath feathering my neck, but the lie tasted metallic. As we stood there, hearts sinking in the dim hall light, I knew. Loving her meant risking everything. And for the first time I wanted to leap. Her brownstone smelled of fresh basil and old books, the kind of lived-in warmth that made my sterile apartment feel like a cell. Jamie led me to the kitchen, flicking on a pendant light that cast golden pools on the butcher block. Her movements fluid as she poured herbal tea from a chipped pot. Steam rose in lazy spirals carrying chamomile's soothing whisper, but my hands trembled around the mug, the porcelain hot against chilled fingers. "Talk to me," she said, leaning on the counter, sleeves rolled to elbows revealing faint freckles like constellations. Her eyes searched mine, patient yet insistent, the way she coaxed truths from callers. I sank onto a stool, the wood creaking under me, rain pattering the window like impatient fingers. "It's the job," I started, voice rough as gravel, the words sticking like tar. "Exposed a ring, big fish, dirty money washing through legit fronts. Now they're circling." A sigh escaped, deep and ragged, chest heaving as if exhaling years of smoke. She nodded, no pity, just that steady gaze, her foot nudging mine under the island, subtle anchor in the storm. We migrated to the living room, floor cushions yielding soft under our weight, a throw blanket draped haphazard like an afterthought. The TV murmured low, some indie flick forgotten, dialogue blending with the distant wail of an ambulance. She tucked legs beneath her, close enough that her knee pressed mine, heat seeping through denim. "I've got my own ghosts," she confessed, fingers tracing the mug's rim. Nail polish chipped from a long shift. "Dad's heart attack 2 years back." Mid-broadcast I froze on air. Thought I'd shatter the mic with my grip. Her voice cracked then, a fissure, and she looked away, lashes dark against flushed cheeks. Reaching out felt natural, inevitable, my hand covering hers, thumb stroking the back in slow circles, skin silk over bone. "You didn't," I murmured, the words a vow. "You're still here, pulling us through the dark." Our eyes met, air thickening, charged like pre-storm hush. She leaned in, tentative, breath mingling. Mint and tea lips brushing mine, featherlight, a question. I answered, deepening the kiss, salt of unshed tears on my tongue. Her fingers threading my hair, tugging, gentle urgency. The world narrowed to that couch, her body curving into mine, sweater soft under exploring hands, gasps punctuating the rain's rhythm outside. We moved slow, savoring trails of kisses down necks, shivers rippling like echoes, the creak of floorboards under shifting weight. Her moans, low and throaty, vibrated against my collarbone, unraveling me thread by thread. Afterward, tangled in sheets scented with her vanilla and earth, we lay breathless, fingers laced, the ceiling fan whirring lazy above. But dawn brought reality's claw, sunlight slicing blinds like accusations. My phone buzzed insistent, a voicemail's from Lou. "Rivera, get in. Feds want your notes. This is blowing wide." I slipped from bed, Jamie stirring with a sleepy murmur, her arm reaching blind. "Stay," she whispered, voice husky from night, but duty pulled harder, a leash I'd forged myself. Kissing her forehead, tasting salt sweat, I dressed in the half-light, heart fracturing at the door. The newsroom was a cyclone. Phones shrilling, printers vomiting copy, the air acrid with fresh ink and tension sweat. Lou thrust a stack of briefs at me, his cologne clashing with the chaos. "Feds in conference room too. Play nice, Alex, they're spooked about blowback." I nodded, jaw tight, weaving through desks where colleagues shot envious glances, whispers trailing like smoke. "Rivera's the one who cracked it." The feds were suits starched stiff, Agent Reyes, a Latina with eyes like polished obsidian, leading the grill. "Ms. Rivera, your sources. Any chatter on retaliation?" Her pen tapped rhythmic, echoing my pulse. I recited facts cool, but inside Jamie's face flashed vulnerable, exposed because of me. Standard threats. I lied, partial, the omission bitter. Nothing concrete. They pressed, hours blurring, until Riz leaned in, voice low. "We know your history. That mentor of yours? Not an accident. Watch your six." Driving back, FDR traffic, a snarl of horns and exhaust fumes choking the vents. Dread settled heavy in my gut. Jamie's text lit the screen. "Missed you already. Dinner tonight? My place, pasta, wine, no ghosts." A laugh bubbled, fragile, but the rear view showed a black sedan too close, weaving lanes like a shark. Heart slamming, I floored it, weaving sharp at the next exit, tires squealing protest on wet pavement. The sedan followed, a shadow in the mirror, until I lost it in an alley maze, panting against the wheel, breaths fogging glass. I detoured to her studio instead, the building a squat fortress in Midtown, windows glowing against twilight. Security buzzed me up, the elevator humming a scent like nerves. She was wrapping her show, headphones askew, voice rapping a caller's tale of redemption. Seeing me through the glass, her face lit, pure joy mouthing wait. Minutes later, door swung wide, her hug fierce, body molding to mine in the hallway's fluorescent hum. "You look like hell," she teased, but worry etched her brow, fingers brushing a bruise from the dash. Over greasy diner takeout in her green room. Fries crisp with salt, burgers juicy dripping, we talked evasion. "This life of yours," she said, ketchup smudged on lip. "It's a drug, isn't it? High of the hunt, crash of the close." I swallowed thick, burger ash in mouth. "Yeah, but you're the hit I didn't see coming." Her smile faltered, hand squeezing mine across the formica. Then let me in, Alex. All the way. That night, back at her place, we cooked. Her chopping garlic with theatrical flair. Knife thwacking board like punctuation. Me stirring sauce that bubbled rich tomato tang. Wine loosened tongues, Merlot staining lips ruby. Laughter echoing off high ceilings. We danced then impromptu to her playlist. Slow jazz saxophone weaving sultry. Bodies swaying close. Her head on my shoulder, heartbeat thrumming Morse. The kiss ignited slow, building to frenzy, counter's edge digging hip. Her legs wrapping waist. Gasp swallowed in the dim. But as we collapsed to the rug, spent and slick, a knock shattered, insistent, fist on wood. Jamie froze, eyes wide, my blood icing. Who? She hissed, robe cinching tight. Peering through peephole, I cursed low. Unmarked envelope on mat, no one visible. Inside a photo. Us at the roastery, circled in red, scrawled. Secrets spill both ways. The conflict crested, wave crashing. My world bleeding into hers, love a target now. The photo trembled in my grip. Glossy paper slick with sudden sweat. The red ink bleeding like wounds under my thumb. Jamie hovered behind, breath shallow against my neck. Her warmth a stark contrast to the chill snaking my spine. Alex? She whispered, voice frayed at edges, hand tentative on my arm. The hallway light buzzed overhead, casting long shadows that danced like intruders, the envelope's flap torn jagged as my nerves. Stay inside, I murmured, slipping the chain but cracking the door, peeking into the empty stoop where rain glistened on steps like scattered diamonds. No footsteps echoed, just the distant gurgle of a drain swallowing the night's deluge. Back inside, bolt clicking final, I faced her. Face pale under tousled hair, eyes stormy green. It's them, I said flat, the words leaden. The ones I burned. They're watching. She sank to the couch, knees folding graceful even in crisis, pulling the throw tight like armor. How close? The question hung, heavy with the unsaid. What if they came for her? I paced, floorboards groaning protest, the rugs weave rough under bare feet. Close enough to know your smile by heart. A bitter laugh escaped, hollow echo in the room's hush. Kneeling before her, I took her hands, cold despite the wine's glow. Pressing lips to knuckles, tasting salt and fear. We can't, she started, but I silenced with a kiss, desperate, pouring apology into the press of mouths, tongues tangling urgent. She yielded, fingers clutching my shirt, pulling closer until we fused, breath sinking ragged. We can, I gasped against her throat, pulse leaping under lips. I'll end this. Protect you. Lies perhaps, but in that moment truth enough. We made love fierce then, reclaiming the space, her nails raking back, moans muffled in pillows scented with us, bodies arching in defiant rhythm against the encroaching dark. Morning fractured the illusion, alarm blaring shrill from her nightstand, sunlight spearing curtains like arrows. Coffee brewed strong, grounds gritty on tongue, as we huddled over my laptop. Screen glow harsh on our faces, fingerprints smudging keys. I traced the Fotig's angle. Across the street, rooftop vantage. Amateurs, I muttered, but dread coiled tighter. Jamie scrolled contacts, voice steady. I know a guy, ex-cop, does security for the station. Discreet. Her pragmatism grounded me. Fingers brushing as she passed the mug, steam curling intimate. Lou's call came mid-sip, his bark tinny through speaker. Rivera, feds looped in your threat level. Lay low, paid leave effective now. The line crackled, his sigh heavy. And Alex? Don't be a hero. Hanging up, I stared at the cityscape beyond her window. Skyscrapers, jagged teeth gnashing skyline. Hudson glittering mock serene. Leave. Jamie echoed, brow arching skeptical. You? The hurricane. I laughed, genuine this time, the sound surprising us both, warm, freeing. Maybe a breeze. For you. We planned then, pragmatic dance. Her beefing security at work, me holing in her place, digging digital trails on the creeps from a burner laptop. Afternoons blurred to domestic haze. Her broadcasting from home setup, mic stand makeshift on the dining table. My ears tuned to her timbre while cross-referencing plates from the tail. Evenings we cooked experiments. Her risotto creamy with Parmesan bite. My attempts at salad wilting under laughter, wine glasses clinking toasts to survival. Affection deepened in stolen moments, her reading scripts aloud, voice lulling me to lean-ins, head on thigh, fingers combing hair lazy. Showers shared, steam fogging mirrors, soapy hands exploring curves with reverence, water cascading hot over joined skin, sighs mingling with spray. But tension simmered, a pot left too long. Nightmares jolting me awake, sweat-soaked, her arms pulling back to earth, whispers soothing in the dark. "I'm here," she'd murmur, lips on temple, heartbeat steady drum. The break came midweek, storm clouds bruising sky as I pored over traffic cams loose smuggled. A plate match, black sedan registered to a shell corp linked to the cartel lieutenant I'd named. "Got you," I breathed, fists clenching triumph. Texting Rhea's coordinates, pulse racing, I missed Jamie's approach, her shadow falling soft, hands on shoulders kneading knots. "Breakthrough?" she asked, breath warm on ear. Nodding, I turned, pulling her to lap, kiss deepening to anchor. But hubris bites. That night, as jazz crooned low from her speakers, sax wailing melancholy, tires crunched gravel outside, headlights slicing curtains. We froze, her grip bruising arm, my free hand snatching the baseball bat from closet shadows. "Stay back," I hissed, creeping to window, peephole framing two figures. Hoods up, rain sheeting off jackets, one palming a glint of steel. Heart thundering ears, I dialed 911 silent, thumb hovering send. They advanced, steps deliberate splash, and panic surged. Not for me but her, the woman who'd cracked my vault. "Jamie, window, fire escape now." She bolted, grabbing keys, my voice urgent whisper. As they breached stoop, shoulders hulking, I swung door wide, bat raised roar. "Back the fuck off." The first lunged, knife flashing arc, but sirens wailed distant, crescendoing. Chaos erupted. Scuffle on wet concrete, grunts and curses, my swing connecting crunch to knee, his howl piercing rain. Cops swarmed, cuffs clicking cold, the night fracturing to blue-red strobe. Jamie emerged trembling from alley shadows, rushing me. Arms fierce, sobs muffled in neck. "You could've." I didn't. We clung, soaked and shaking, her scent grounding amid cordite tang. Reyes arrived, dawn, notepad flipping. "Good work, Rivera. They're singing already." But victory soured quick, the ringleader's lawyer circling. Bail posted swift, whispers of deeper rot. Back inside, dawn's pallid light pooling, we collapsed to couch, exhaustion bone deep, her head pillowed on chest, breaths evening. "This ends," I vowed, fingers tracing her spine. "No more half-lives." She lifted, eyes fierce. "Then make it whole. With me." The kiss sealed it, soft promise amid wreckage, heart exposed raw but beating true. The safe house was a nondescript walk-up in Astoria, far from the brownstone's ghosts. Peeling wallpaper yellowed as old teeth, air stale with disuse, but the locks triple-bolted like a vault. Reyes had insisted. "Till trial, Rivera. No aruix." Jamie argued, voice steel over speakerphone, but relented when I promised pasta Fridays, her laugh brittle but real. We hauled boxes in twilight, her arms laden with vinyls and that damn mic stand, mine with files sealed in plastic, evidence bricks heavier than regret. First night we claimed the space. Her stringing lights fairy soft across sagging beams, glow chasing shadows, me scrubbing counters till Formica gleamed, lemon cleaner biting nostrils. Dinner was delivery, pizza grease-soaked, cheese stretching strings as we ate cross-legged on the floor, box lid table, wine from plastic cups sloshing tart. "To new beginnings," she toasted, eyes sparkling mischief, foot hooking ankle playful. The clink echoed hollow but her kiss after, berry lipstick lingering, filled the void. Days settled uneasy rhythm. Mornings she'd rise early, padding to kitchen and oversized to mine, hem brushing thighs, brewing coffee strong, grounds percolating gurgle that woke me gentle. I'd watch from bed, sheets tangled witness, her silhouette haloed by fridge light as she sliced fruit, knife whisper on board. Joining her, arms encircling waist, chin on shoulder, inhaling her. Sleep-warm skin, shampoo faint floral. "Morning detective," she'd tease, turning to feed me strawberry juice bursting sweet on tongue, her thumb wiping dribbles slow. My work was sanctioned surveillance. Laptop tethered to VPN, screens flickering faces I toppled, cross-referencing alibis with Fed's feeds. Lou called daily updates gruff. Trial's a circus, Alex. Your testimony's the knife. But isolation gnawed, walls closing whisper tight, until Jamie's broadcast became lifeline. Her home set up in the studio corner, partitioned by bookshelves groaning tomes. I'd eavesdrop from couch, her voice modulating intimate over mics, drawing callers' confessions like moths. One afternoon, rain lashing panes lash-like, she rapped a segment on lost loves, her tone velvet empathy, pausing for a caller's sob that twisted my gut. And you, listener in the shadows, she segued seamless. What if the heart you guard is the one worth risking? Eyes met mine across room deliberate, her smile private code. Heat flushed, I crossed to her, muting mid-break, pulling to standing kiss, hands roaming hips, her gasp swallowed eager, chair scraping protest. We tumbled then, makeshift studio forgotten. Books toppling cascade, her back arching against shelf, titles pressing spine like lovers' marks. Clothes shed hasty, buttons popping ping on hardwood, skin meeting slick urgency. Her mouth trailed fire down chest, teeth grazing nipple spark, my fingers twisting waves auburn, moans hers mingling mine in harmony raw. Climax crested wave crash, bodies shuddering unison, afterglow lazy limbs entwined on rug threadbare. But paradise cracks. Evening brought the call, Res voice clipped. Bail jumper. Your photic pal. Last seen near Astoria. Pulse spiked, room tilting, Jamie's hand on knee grounding. They know. I breathed, standing abrupt, pacing confines, air thickening claustrophobic. She rose, arms folding defensive. Then we move. Together. Argument flared, her stubborn, me protective, words sharp as shattered glass, sighs punctuating silences heavy. Compromise. Her to station fortified, me to a motel bridge. Burners exchanged like talismans. Parting kiss bruised lips, her taste lingering, salt tears mingled, door click final as thunder rolled. Motel was roach trap anonymity. Neon buzzing vacancy lie. Bed sagging under weight of vigilance. Sleepless, I monitored feeds, coffee cold sludge, the hum of fridge mocking solitude. Dawn text from her. Safe. Miss your chaos. Reply thumbs flying. Miss your voice. Stay sharp. Trial loomed fortnight away. City festering under summer swelter. Sidewalk steaming, air thick humidity that clung skin like regret. Loose smuggled depositions, meetings in park benches sweat slick. Pigeons cooing indifferent. They're desperate, he warned, cigarette dangling ash, exhale clouding glasses. Twist the narrative, paint you vigilante. Fear flickered but anger banked it hot. For the lives ruined for Jamie's safety pond. Reunion weekend, her off my watch eased. She arrived dusk, takeout bags rustling promise, sundress fluttering breeze. We picnicked rooftop access, city sprawl at feet glittering jewel. Wine-chilled beads on glass. Laughter flowed easy, her stories of quirky callers painting pictures vivid. My anecdotes sanitized to amuse. As stars pricked velvet sky, she leaned in, whisper hot. I love you, Alex. All your broken edges. Heart seized, exposed, I pulled her close. Kiss deepening under moon pale. Hands mapping familiar, breaths hitching sync. Love anchored but storm brewed. Midnight call, station security. Breach attempt, her shift shadowed. Racing lights out, tires screaming corners, I arrived chaos. Cops cordoning her pale in lobby, arms wrapped self. They asked for you, she said, voice tremor, embrace fierce. Reyes confirmed. Escalation, ringleader directing from shadows. Vow hard and steel, end it for us. The interrogation room reeked of stale sweat and despair. Fluorescent buzz drilling skull like accusation. Bail jumper slouched across steel table, cuffs chaining wrist to ring, face mottled bruise from capture, my bat's legacy. Reyes flanked me, arms crossed granite, her nod go. Your play, Rivera. I leaned in, voice low blade. You tailed her. Why? His smirk curdled, eyes darting rat sly. Boss says hi. Your mouth's too big. Air thickened, my fist itching under table, knuckles whitening grip. Boss rots in Supermax. Spill, or I make sure your next meal's through straw. He laughed wet cough leaning forward chain rattle. She's pretty. Be a shame if. Riz slammed palm flat thunder. But I was up chair scrape screech face inches his breath hot fury. Touch her. And you're not just exposed, you're erased. Security hauled him curses trailing venom, but seed planted dread. Outside Queen's night pressed humid, streetlights haloing puddles oil slick. Jamie waited curbside, taxi idling yellow, her wave tentative through window. Sliding in beside, door thunk solid. I pulled her hand to lips, kiss fervent anchor. Done? She asked, thumb stroking jaw. For now. Ride silent save radio murmur. Ironies bite, some crooner warbling heartbreak, her head on shoulder fingers laced tight. Back to safe house locks clicking ritual we shed the day. Shower tandem water scalding sins away. Her soapy palms gliding back apology unspoken. Bed claimed us gentle bodies curving spoon. Her breath feathering neck lullaby. Sleep came fitful dreams fragment. Knives glinting her scream echo. But her murmur here pulled back each time. Hand over heart steady. Weak blurred grind. Her show's virtual voice threading airwaves from corner nook. My day's court prep. Lawyers droning legalese dry, files thumbed margins frantic notes. Lou's visits brought levity, pastrami sandwiches grease-wrapped. His jokes landing thud but intent kind. Love looks good on you kid. He grunted once, eyeing Jamie's photo-taped monitor. Her grin radiant, oblivious. Don't fuck it. Escalation whispered wind. Anonymous package at station. Polaroid her walking timestamp recent. Back scrawled tick-tock. Station upped patrols her rideshare only, but paranoia bloomed weed. Glances over shoulder doors double-checked, sleep fractured by Creek's phantom. Evenings we fortified with normalcy. Movie marathons couch slumped, popcorn kernels popping burst, her commentary witty overlay, my laughs genuine rumble chest. One night storm raging lash, thunder cracking whip, power flickered ominous. Candles guttered wax tears, her face gold flicker beautiful terror. Remember our first call? She said, voice soft weave dark. I nodded, pulling closer blanket cocoon. You sounded so guarded like a fortress with drawbridge stuck. Finger traced lip, gentle probe. What cracked it? Sigh deep chest rise fall. You. That damn empathy saw through steel like glass. Kiss ignited slow burn. Lips parting invite, tongues dance languid. Hands roamed memory peeling layers. Shirt buttons undo pearl slip. Her gasp cool air on skin. We moved floor candlelit. Shadows long lovers. Her above straddling hips. Eyes locked fierce. I need you. She breathed, descent slow exquisite. Moans harmonizing rain. Rhythm built crescendo nails dig crescent moons. Climax shattering starburst. Collapse tangle sated. Dawn brought Reyes. Raid dawn ringleaders bolt hole Bronx warehouse tip solid. You in? She asked eyes assess. Heart ward duty siren love anchor. Jamie's plea morning coffee steam. Stay safe. Come back. Nod vow gear up vest heavy gun holster cold weight. Convoy rolled pre-dawn mist, tires hush asphalt, adrenaline sour tongue. Warehouse loomed skeletal chain link rattling wind, air metallic rust. Breach team stack silent, door ram boom echo flashbangs pop disorient. Chaos erupted, shout Spanish staccato, gunfire crack whip my pulse thunder ears. Ringleader cornered catwalk, eyes wild cornered, pistol waving desperate. Rivera, he snarled spit fleck lip. You ruined. Drop it. I commanded barrel steady finger itch trigger. He lunged shot wild ping metal but sweat swarmed takedown tangle limbs. Cuffs click final, his curses fade as medic swarm graze arm. Sting fire blood warm trickle. Reyes clapped back. Clean. He's done. Elation surged, fist pump air but cost tallied. Partner winged warehouse acrid smoke. Return midday sunblaze safe house door swing Jamie rush. Hug bone crush sob hitch throat. You're bleeding. Bandage hasty her touch heal more than gauze. Antiseptic sharp nose. Over. Hope thread voice. Trial seals it. We celebrated tentative. Take out tie spicy numb tongue. Her laughter bubble relief feet tangle couch. But shadows linger. Lawyer's motion delay, whispers witness tampering. Love fortified, her voice nightly ritual, whisper love you, phone dark, my reply always. Meaning deepened, heart not just exposed but embraced, scars map not chains. Trial week dawn, crisp autumn bite. Leaves skittering sidewalks like fleeing secrets. Air crisp, apple cider stands wafting sweet. Courthouse loomed granite monolith. Steps worn centuries, lies. Security wands beeping passage. Jamie squeezed hand, final threshold. Her whisper truth wins, lips brush ear. Scent vanilla lingering as she peeled to gallery. Sundress swirl, autumn palette. Inside, wood-paneled hush. Jury box faces blank slate. Judge gavel rap punctuation. Prosecution open firebrand. Corruption's venom spread by these men. Ms. Rivera's reporting the antidote. My testimony followed, stand oak unyielding under palms damp. Voice steady recount. Night stakeout, chill bone. Bribes whispered alleys, the photo drop that chilled blood. Defense slithered counter. Sensationalism. Vendetta personal. Objection overruled but Barb stuck. Eyes on Jamie across room, her nod anchor. Breaks, hallway fluorescent harsh, her vending machine coffee, styrofoam singed tongue. Hand in mine brief. You're fierce, she murmured, thumb circle palm soothe. Lunch park adjacent, bench slat hard. Sandwiches wax paper crinkle. Pigeons strut bold crumbs. Laughter light, her mimic judges drone illicit snort. Tension coil loosen fraction. Afternoons dragged, witnesses parade. Fed agent dry facts, victim tear streak tale. Cartel mule snitch nasal plea deal. Cross exams vicious, lawyers prowl verbal knife. My notes scribble frantic margins. Evening returns safe house weary, her massage shoulders not unravel. Oil slick warm glide. Size escape unbidden. Dinner simple. Pasta al dente garlic bite. Candle flicker intimate. Wine pour deep crimson stories. Nightmares resurfaced. Gavel morph gun cock, Jamie silhouette target. Wake gasp sheets damp. Her arms pull close, murmur hush. It's almost. She'd soothe, kiss temple feather. Love deep in forge, mornings lazy, her head thigh pillow, fingers comb hair idle. Shower steam veil, bodies press soapy slide, laughter echo tile. Climax day 4. Ringleader testify, suit ill fit sweat sheen, voice gravel deny all. She's liar chasing fame. Jury shift uneasy but evidence avalanche, my files recordings tinny incriminate, photos timestamp irrefutable. Closing arguments thunder. Prosecution justice demands reckoning. Defense doubt shadows truth. Gavel recess air electric wait. Jamie waited lobby embrace fierce her proud vibrate chest. Dinner out rare, bistro corner quiet. Escargot garlic butter rich. Her foot nudge shin playful under linen. After, she said, eyes gleam future. Road trip? Keys no deadlines. Heart swell fork pause midair. Nod vow silent. Verdict next dawn, gallery packed humid breath hold. Clerk envelope crack solemn. Guilty all counts. Gavel fall finality cheers ripple muffled. Tears sting as Jamie rush barrier. Kiss salt joy. Outside press swarm flash blind her arm link shield questions barrage deflect. Celebration loft party lose. Balloons deflated whimsy, beer foam overflow. Colleagues clap back slaps. Jamie shone voice charm weave crowd my anchor side, hand low back warm. Dance floor makeshift, slow sway her lead, cheek nuzzle neck, world fade periphery. But elation ebbed. Anonymous call post verdict. Burner static hiss not over. Paranoia spike locks check double blinds draw tight. Jamie's calm steel. We face it. Together. Nights fortified, her playlist jazz low. Bodies entwined security. Moans dispel dark. Climax release tension coil. Meaning crystallized. Exposure not end but beginning heart bared love armor true. Scars remain but healed touch. Future canvas blank promise. Post-trial haze settled like fog off the harbor. Days stretching elastic without deadlines whip. Safe house morphed home tentative. Plants her windowsill sprout green, my files boxed attic dust. Mornings unhurried, coffee percolates slow. Her newspaper fold sections share. Footrest lap casual. Up it on you. She tease, article clip praise, kiss reward forehead. Lou promoted whisper. Column Alex. Your beat prime slot. Hesitation coil, freedom lure, risk shadow. Jamie's council evening walk, leaves crunch underfoot. Park lamps halo gold. Write your truth. Not just theirs. Nod decision dawn, acceptance call voice steady. Heart flutter new chapter. Her show evolved, podcast launch buzz. Guests intimate weave, my cameos veiled anonymous source tease. Studio visits ritual, watch glass booth her command air. Post-rap debrief couch vinyl creak. Her head lap pillow, fingers trace collarbone idle. You inspire, she'd murmur, lips brush jaw spark. Affection bloomed unchecked. Grocery runs handhold cart rattle. Farmer's market berry stain lips kiss sweet. Movie nights projector hum. Popcorn kernel pop. Her commentary whisper ear giggle suppress. Intimacy deepen layers peel. Nights explore slow. Candle wax drip rhythm. Her gasps map pleasure. Bodies sync symphony. Conflict remnant. Lawyer appeal file whispers jailhouse retribution. Reyes check-in monthly. Coffee precinct styrofoam bitter. Quiet. But eyes open. Paranoia linger faint. Doors lock habit. But Jamie's presence exorcise. Her laugh dispel doubt, touch ground flight. Road trip manifest autumn peak. Adirondacks call leaf fire. Pack Subaru trunk rattle. Playlist her curate croon. Highway stretch freedom. Stop swim. Diner pie lattice steam her fork feed bite flaky. Overlook vista gasp, arms wrap waist wind tousle hair. Cabin wood smoke curl lake mirror sky. Night's fireplace crackle bodies tangle fur rug. Moans echo beam. Return city grind gentle. Her tour promo buzz my column debut ink praise. Dinner celebrate. Rooftop bistro skyline jewel. Champagne fizz tongue. Toast clink us. But shadow creep. Mail unmarked clipping trial glare. Note watch her shifts. Heart sink call Reyes urgent. Her sideline crackle handled. Escalation subtle. Flat tire her commute. Slash deliberate. Station lot shadow figure flee. Panic surge her calm fracture voice tremor phone. I'm scared. Rush pickup. Embrace car console tight. Drive silent rain streak glass. Home bolt. Her curl fetal sob my arms rock lullaby whisper. Vigil renew. Self-defense clash joint. Matt's thud sweat. Her punch bag thwack fierce. Security cam install blink red. Love tempered steel. Nights hold fierce. Her I choose this lips press vow. Climax tension release. Bodies claim defiant. Scratches mark passion. Resolution dawn. Appeal denied stamp final. Ringleader transfer max whispers silence. Reyes confirm clear. Relief flood tears salt mingle kiss. Her free breathe exhale yearn. Life weave new. Column thrive voice raw her podcast empire grow joint projects brew. Docuseries truth tell. Meaning profound. Exposure mutual heart sink beat. Love not wound but wing. Winter grip city iron. Snow dust street lamp glow. Breath cloud white. Column rhythm set. Deadlines tame pulse not whip. Words flow ink catharsis. Pieces on resilience queer. Shadows past illuminate. Jamie's podcast sword charts. Episodes hers mine duet veiled. Listeners call echo connection. Domestic deepened root. Holiday her mom's queens table laden pierogi steam. Laughter boisterous aunt tease. Her hand thigh under lace anchor. My family call cross country voice crack emotion proud kid. Dad gruff. New Year Eve balcony champagne pop cork. Her kiss midnight chime forever start. Spring thaw melt. Park bloom cherry petal drift. Runs joint path crunch gravel. Her pace match stride breath pant sink laugh. Intimacy evolve trust. Role play whisper command silk tie wrist soft. Her surrender gasp thrill. Morning's lazy oral worship. Tongue trace quiver sun slant approve. Shadow remnant. Old contact tip loose end low level grudge. Paranoia flicker but action swift Reyes trace arrest quiet dawn cuff. Closure click. Her hug post news over truly. Relief bloom therapy joint couch leather sigh unpack baggage share heal. Summer heat wave shimmer asphalt. Beach escape Hamptons rent. Waves crash salt spray. Her bikini curve sun kiss. bodies sand grind tide pull. Nights bonfire crackle marshmallow stories weave future. Adopt pup wagtail house upstate would beam. Career apex. Award gala black tie her gown silk shimmer. My tux crisp line. Stage light blind clap thunder. Speech choke to voices expose mine hers. After party swirl her dance floor pull spin dizzy. Kiss alcove dark hand hike thigh spark. Conflict internal brew. Column offer national relocate DC lure. Her root NYC tug. Nights debate pillow talk. Her follow heart finger chest trace. Mine ours tandem. Decision forge compromise. Remote hybrid visits shuttle wing. Fall harvest moon upstate home close. Keys jangle lock turn. Rooms echo empty promise fill. Dog bound in fur soft nuzzle her laugh chase tail spin. Life mosaic piece. Column syndication reach podcast tour coast. Love core pulse. Anniversary mark 8 years expose. Mine criminals hers heart. Dinner intimate candle. Menu her craft scallop sear herb. Toast deep bared souls unbreakable. Love makes slow savor table edge perch her dress pool ankle. Thrusts deliberate gasp. Climax wave crest cry. Journey not linear scars thread gold. Exposure gift not curse. Hearts entwine future horizon vast. Step hand hold sure. Years folded accordion seasons cycle wheel. Winter's hearth glow summer's lake dip cool. Column evolve manifesto voice amplify margin. TED Talk stage beam sweat palm. Her front row beam pride. Podcast empire branch network. Her exec produce slate diverse. Awards shelf dust gleam. Family weave tight. Her mom's visit bake cookie oven warm. My sibling wedding dance floor sway. Vows echo ours unspoken. Pup age gray muzzle walk slow park bench rest. Her pet head soft good boy. Love mature vintage wine. Depth nuance morning's coffee share section read aloud chuckle. Night's book end chapter. Her head chest rise fall page turn. Intimacy ritual sacred. Bath draw steam eucalyptus bubbles cling curve. Fingers soap glide tease. Bedroom dim lamp. Positions explore map new. Her archback moan name chant. Challenges crest wave. Health scare her vocal strain. Doc visit sterile beep. My vigil weight room coffee cold. Relief discharge hug fierce. My burnout flicker deadline crush. Her retreat cabin force unplug. Hike trail leaf rustle. Meditation breath deep anchor. Milestone 10-year union. Vow renew sunset beach toes sand grit. Rings simple gold etch date. Officiant wave crash amen. Party intimate fire pit s more gooey. Toasts roast gentle tear laugh. Foundation support queer journalist. Grant fund voice young. Her mentorship program airwave nurture. Book deal joint memoir dual narrative. Pages turn expose raw. Launch reading crowd hush clap storm. Final conflict subtle. Age whisper mirror line her still you finger trace laugh. My doubt career fade her evolve not end kiss seal. Retirement tease travel plan. Backpack Europe cobble walk. Cafe espresso bitter. Hand hold bridge span. Epilogue dawn. Upstate porch swing creek. Coffee steam rise mist. Her book lap open my column draft screen glow. Dog sigh foot birdsong trill tree. Best plot twist. She murmur eyes meet green hazel lock. You. Kiss soft seal heart full measure. Exposed embraced eternal. From hunter shadows to haven light. 8 years crime yield decade love. Voice radio not end but echo forever.